Hey guys, it's the Crypto Cowboy. It's about almost 11 o'clock here, Chicago time, on the 8th of November, with an update on several crypto markets here. Let's start with Bitcoin. We do seem to be getting a little bit of movement here and the pullback. So I'm going to start, as you guys know, with the daily, looking at it basically on this wave 2 pullback. Been watching this for a while. We had this nice sharp reaction of the 618 distance traveled in wave 2 versus wave 1, and then we've reached the top of this channel in what seems to be a wave 1 rise of these lows. So if we consider this wave 2 complete and this wave 1 an initial move up, then we do expect a pullback in a wave 2. We've been talking about this in the Telegram room for a while. So the pullback, it's starting to happen a little bit deeper. It would have been too short for it to just be up here. There was a talk at some point that this could have been a small wave 4 with another wave up to go into a wave 5 to complete a 1. But the pullback has just been way too long in time to still be considered a wave 4. So we're going to switch this and have this as a wave 2. Kind of coming back down. And if you watch the fib zones here, we have 87.26 as a 50 that's being kind of tested right now. Then you have the 618 comes in at about 83.76, and then you have the last line of defense at 7900. If we drop back below 7900, then we're going to have to switch to an alternate count here. And I'll show you that in a second. So basically, I'm waiting to see what's happened in this wave 2 pullback. If I go back to a 6-hour chart, you will see kind of, how we're doing here, some sort of a, it's tough to consider yet a zigzag. It could be like a double tree or a double zigzag, something of that nature. Where we have an A, B, and then a pull down into the C, and a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So possibly a few more lows down here before we can reach a low into the second wave. Mind you, this can extend a little bit longer, so we can come, maybe, hug this trend line and come down here towards this, 8,200. But definitely, I don't want to see the market below the 7,900. So just kind of keep an eye on this. Because if this does happen, then we have to switch to the alternate count, and I'll show you where that is. The subsequent rally follow a wave 2 here would be obviously a wave 3, where 100% traveled after we find a low in this wave 2 somewhere here would come. Let's say that we would stop at 618, where it would be a standard pullback. 100% would be 11,860. But the market has to convincingly break through this trend line. First of all, in a wave 1 up in 5 waves, pullback in 2, 3, 4, and 5. So one thing at a time. Let's wait for this wave pullback to be confirmed, and then we'll go from there. I'm going to save this up. If you go on, the green count is kind of the same. So if I go on this one, I kind of modified it. I had it as a 4th wave. I'm changing everything to kind of 2nd wave because of the duration. So we're going to go with the 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 for a wave 1. This pullback in 2, if it's going to be a triple correction here, you have a W, X, then you have another Y wave, X, and then another A, B, C down. So this is the bearish count. You'd be totally normal. You would get 100% distance traveled into this wave 2 versus this whole wave 1. Equality in the distance travel, it will be up here at about January 4th, where you get 100%. It doesn't have to get up there. I think we've passed the 618 was obviously, I think it was right here on October 24, October 25th. So if I pull this wave 2 here, that's what we will get. So if this is an X wave, then we should get another zigzag coming down in A, B, and C. All right, so that would be the count that we would have to switch in case we are breaking lower below that 786. So even if we're getting a pullback here, if this move down here ends up being a strong 5-wave move down, then more than likely this is what's going to happen. But we don't have a lot of indication for that yet on a smaller time frames because it's hard to count this as 5 waves just yet, unless this is some sort of a 1, 2, and then we're doing another 1, 2 here. So we definitely need more indication, and this will end up being a wave. For right now, we're just going to stick with the primary count and consider this a correction. All right, going back to Litecoin. Litecoin penetrated this, and you know, hopefully you guys can see this one on the YouTube here. I have a channel that Litecoin kind of penetrated, went up above it, and then it's pulling back now. Now, if this is a wave 2 in a flat, or this was the end of the wave 2 here, and we're doing another one too, we should break aggressively to the top side. If wave 2 wants to drag a little bit longer and come back to the 618 here is 52, this will be like a nice interest level for some entry on Litecoin. If we're dropping below 786, then things are starting to roll over. Then this is some kind of an A triangle B C correction, and we're going to go lower. So there's interesting things happening in the crypto market right now, where some of these levels have to hold for this bull run to start to move to the top side. So the market is obviously retesting some of these breakout levels, and they do need to hold to keep this bullish interest alive. Okay, this is in Litecoin. I'm going to go to Ethereum as well. Ethereum, from the lows, I'm going to go on the daily here. I've talked about this before. Wave 1 up, wave 2, double bottom here in a 1-2. I think there's like a little, you know, something is going on here with the market, with the crypto compare data here, that it doesn't show this low. But if you go to a 6 hour, this is obviously lower than that. So you have a 1-2 leading diagonal 2, another 1, and possibly a wave 2 pullback here, either in a flat or something else. But let's see how far Ethereum it's able to pull lower. Again, if this doesn't pan out, and this is another sort of correction here in a parallel channel, you know, if we're attacking back this 160 level, 165 level, then we're prone to more lows. So definitely the defense starts to come in down here about 170 possibly. I'm not sure what this pullback is. Let me check. 2v1, so 618 is 169.80, 50%, 174. So it would be totally normal if it wants to kind of come down here. A little bit aggressive for a 1-2 and 2, but I don't see how else to count this just yet. So let's let it develop and see what's happening. Ripple here, it's attacking the bottom of the trend line. I was counting it as a full finished correction into this wave 2 lows on a larger scale, followed by a impulse wave up in a wave 1, 1, 2, subdivision in 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, and 5, and then come back in an ABC down sharp in a wave 2 to the 618. Rise up in a wave 1, beautiful, but now the correction gets screwed up a little bit here because you have a WXY or something that's going on here, so I can count it as a 1-2. The trend line needs to hold because we are at 618. Below this, we have the 786 at 26.27. If we're getting below this, we're gonna Ripple might be in trouble, and you know we could attack these lows, and then we have to do like a larger, you know, either a 1 and 3, 3, 5 pullback, still in a larger flat, possibly a 1, and then this wave 2 has to go, sorry, this wave 2 blue possibly has to go somewhere down here to the 786, and then we can move up higher. So on the larger time frame, definitely the big defense is down at these lows. But if I want to see a 1-2 and 2, and if this is what the market, you know, it's gonna end up being, then these levels here have to hold. Other than that, it's a give up on this count, and then larger 1-2 might unfold here. All right, so that's in the Ripple. And then in the Stellar, again, you can see how nicely it responded off this trend line for a third time. So you have this here. Obviously, I mean, this is where it started, but you have this, this, and this, and it kind of bounced from here. What I'm a little worried about is that this is moved down is in 5 waves. So you have an A, B, you have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So unless it's some sort of a flat where you go, you know, an A here, a B up, and then a C down to have a 1. It's hard to count it like that, but that's the only way I could see this being a C wave. Other than that, I don't think this is kind of complete. So I'm curious to see what's going to happen. We might get a temporary pullback here, possibly to 768. You know, maybe do an ABC up here, then back down and then up again. But I have a hard time kind of deciphering this wave count for right now. If I go in a leading diagonal in 1 on Stellar, come back in 2, and then if this whole thing is a first wave and we're doing a second wave in an A, 5 waves, B, C, and then we start moving back up, If this move ends up being an A, B, C to the top side here, and then we're making new lows, it's also possible, but I'm not going to worry about it just yet until we're really, getting more aggressive to the top side. Until then, I'm going to stick with the count that we've reached a major low here and we're starting to build a bullish case. So these pullbacks are interesting. We got to let them finish and see how the market reacts. But for right now, interesting move off this trend line. So let's see if it holds. All right, I think that's all I have for today, guys. Let me go back to Bitcoin really quickly and look on the candles. You can see how, I've been talking about this rejection from the trend line. So we're kind of starting to pull back on a daily chart, on a weekly chart that we're going to close here. This candle is obviously extremely bullish. So see what happens. Maybe we get a couple of days more of weakness in here, and then we follow back to the upside. But we're definitely starting to test some interesting zones. So definitely keep a look at this 85, 84 zone here for further support and see how the market reacts. All right, subscribe to the channel. I'll have more videos. Come and visit us in the Telegram room. See all those links below in the description. And yeah, hit the like button, and I'll see you guys on the next update. Thanks. Bye.